Tanya?
Hi, Leilene, how are you?
Good afternoon. Am I now in your world, your shop, your workroom, where all your inspiration is as well?
Yeah, pretty much, but the inspiration comes from the fabric in a sense.
What do you mean by the fabrics are the things that give you the inspiration?
Well, that's how I work. I kind of look for the fabrics, whatever fabrics appeal to me, and then I just sort of store them.
Let's say this. What is it about this fabric
This
that
fabric
attracted
is
you in the first
natural
place?
and it's old. It'll be 30 years old, this fabric. So I like old things. So this is what the fabric was.
One of the results of that fabric.
Yeah. So it's mixed with silk and hemp and cotton, and the hemp has been shredded. What inspires me is almost going back to the beginning of time when the first garment was ever made. Hand woven, natural.
Raw edges are quite a noticeable feature of your clothes. How do people take to frayed edges? Because there's the problem, there's the worry that it's only going to get more and more frayed.
Yeah. Well, in a sense, it's been, it's been washed in hot water. They've been spun dry, rinsed, hung outside. So they've already gone through a vigorous process. It'd take years for it to become just
To disintegrate, to be no longer
It will
there.
change, but it will change with you.
Are you still essentially making everything yourself?
About 80%, because a lot of it's draped on the dressmaker's model, and by the time you take it off, transfer that piece, which is barely pinned, to someone else, I might as well do it myself.
Do you have a greenish philosophy about using everything with as little wastage as possible?
Yeah, I do, but I'm not that organised, but I try and use as much as possible. That's how these came about. There's the muslin from maybe these, or they're all scraps. It's just almost a calico base with scraps sewn onto it.
Your clothes have quite definite shapes. It's not a structured look.
Yeah, it's unstructured. You become the structure.
Can we delve a little bit into your personal background? Are you of Italian extraction?
I was born in Italy. I lived there for the first 10 years of my life.
Did that provide you with your initial interest in what you're now doing?
To look back and look at how my dad was, he was quite eccentric dressing. Once he got my aunts to make him a suit out of chamois. You know, what you wash the car window with? Or really, out there colours, and he was always dressed, quite different to everyone else. So maybe he might have given me some inspiration.
Tell me what you have in mind for that fabric right at the end there with the very bold print.
I bought this at Bondi Markets. It's an old bedspread, and I'm going to insert it in a top, so almost like a yoke.
There is enough in it to actually make a full outfit.
Yeah.
A dress, a jacket.
Yeah.
Why are you not thinking along those lines?
I think it would be too much, and
Too bold?
And almost, it's so precious, why not give a little piece to a lot of people as opposed to two big pieces to two people?
Do you keep your eyes and ears open to what is happening generally in the fashion industry,
Not
the
really.
fashion scene?
Not really. I mean, fashion in a sense is an idea of what's in at that time, and I'm not really interested in producing, you know, something that is going to be out there anyway.
If I were to say to you, I like that fabric, and yes, and I think it against the silk netting fabric will make an interesting combination,
It would.
and left it to you, what would you do?
You have to give me some kind of ideas. I mean, I can sort of tell by what you're wearing.
I'd like a dress, longish, slimish in look.
I almost couldn't even say now, but I'd be able to do it.
Good.
Yeah.
How long will you take?
Usually I take 1 to 2 weeks. And people do bring in fabrics and say, you know, make me whatever you want. And that trust makes me spontaneous enough and creative.
Even more creative.
Even more. So this is the fabric that you've chosen. It looks like a nylon, but one of the wefts is metal, so that's why it can be quite moldable. If it's polyester, I could almost set the crunchness, but I'm not sure.
All right, treat me as a dummy with this.
Okay, so we could maybe do it on the bias. Like asymmetric, so you like it almost floor length. We can do the armholes.
Look at the size of that pair of scissors.
Yeah.
You are being careful, aren't you?
Oh,
What do you do to correct a mistake? Say, if you made it too big.
that would become
Yeah.
part of it. That would make it even more interesting. And it would go underneath.
As an initial reaction, does it work or doesn't it?
No, I think the fabric underneath has so much already that we're almost covering it up using this.
Okay then, shall I see you in a week?
All right, I'll look forward to it.
So will I. Tanya,
Good morning.
you ready, Tanya?
Yeah. So that one can sit right up if you want it to.
I like the fact that it's such a manipulable fabric that
Yeah.
you can do just about anything.
Yeah. Turn around.
I think it's very interesting.
Also, you can drape this over the shoulder as well, and you could tie it, which gives you a half sleeve.
And you think that it's reversible? They've done just
Works.
that.
Works quite well that way as well.
Looks very different, doesn't it?
Could raise it up.
Conceivably, you could pin it.
You could pin it, yeah,
Yes.
you could. Yeah.
Or you could have it as some kind of a collar too, I think. Well, congratulations and thank you very much.